This is lesson 10.1, which is on triangles. Now, one thing you should always remember about triangles, and you should already know this, is that every triangle's angles add up to be 180 degrees. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our knowledge of this to help solve some problems. So in this example, we're going to classify a triangle by its angle measures. In the diagram, the measurement of angle ABC. Now when they give you these threes, it's showing you how to draw it. So A to B to C. The middle one is actually showing you which point we're measuring. So it's saying that this angle is 44 degrees. And the measurement of BAC and BCA are equal to one another. So this and this are equal.
Richard Perkins, could you please?
So if we wanted to find out what the measurement of these two unknown angles are, we could do that. And the way we can do that is, first, let's just, instead of having to write out the measurement of BAC and BCA, let's just say X with a little star or degree next to it will represent those. So now we're representing these by X. We know that the sum of these three angles will always equal 180 degrees. So we can say X plus 44 equals 180. We can then combine our like terms. So we have 2x plus 44 equals 180. If we subtract 44 from each side, so here we subtract 44, we're left with 136. And the last step, now we can divide both sides by 2. So if we divide it by 2, we're left with 68. So then we can say that the measurement of BAC and the measurement of BCA equals 68 degrees. So since all of these angles are under 90 degrees, they're all acute, so it's an acute triangle. So I'd like you to use that and try this example below. So we have 3x plus 6, a 2x, and a 24-degree angle. Can you find the value of this angle and this angle here? So go ahead and try to use what we used. Try to use the methods used in the previous problem to solve this. The second example is, what if we have an unknown side length? So if they give you the perimeter, you know the distance around the shape. And we know for any shape, if you add up all the sides, we get the perimeter. So if the perimeter of a scalene triangle is 45 inches, the length of the first side is twice the length of the second side, and the length of the third side is 15 inches. Find the length of the other two sides. This gets confusing to me just reading it, so I really need to draw a picture. And it doesn't matter if your triangle is actually accurate, but what matters is how you label them. So in this case, I drew a triangle and then said the length of the first side is twice the length of the second side. So I have 2x here. The second side is just x. And then the third side is 15 inches. So I'm going to try to find the length of these two sides. So in order to do this, since I already know the perimeter, they gave me the perimeter. So the perimeter is equal to x plus 15 plus 2x, or any order. So 2x plus x plus 15, we can substitute 45 for that perimeter. Then we want to combine the like terms, because right now we have more terms than we need. So 45 equals 3x plus 15. If we subtract the 15 from both sides, we're left with 30 equals 3x. And the last step is to divide both sides by 3, leaving us with x equals 10. Well, that tells us the length of one side, but they want to know the lengths of both. So just telling x equals 10 isn't enough. So what you need to say is the length of the second side is 10 inches, but the length of the first side is 2 times 10 inches, or 20 inches. So now I want you to apply this and try your own problem. Now remember, these little dashes mean that these sides are all equal in distance. So use that to help you figure out what's the length of each of these sides if the perimeter equals 21.6 meters. Then tell me what type of triangle it is. And the last example is, what if you're just given the ratio of the angle measures? How can we use that to find the actual angle measures? So if I told you the ratio of the angle measures of a triangle is 3, 4, and 5. So that means one side is 3, the other is 4, is 5, times something. That's the measures of the angles. So in order to do this, there's 2 steps. The first is, let's let x be the number of degrees. So one angle is 3 times x, another is 4 times x, and another is 5x. And again, we know that these angles need to add up to equal 180 degrees. So 3x plus 4x plus 5x will equal 180. You then want to simplify this. So 3 plus 4 plus 5 gives us 12x equals 180. So x equals 15. But we're not done yet, because they don't want to know what x equals. They want to know what all the angles in the triangle are. So what we need to do is substitute 15 for x, like these up above, for each angle measure. So we'd have 3 times 5 gives us one angle is 45 degrees, another is 60 degrees, and the last is 75 degrees. And since all of these are less than 90, we know that the triangle is a cube. So what I'd like you to do is use the same example, but figure out what type of triangle and the angle of the measurement of the angles for a triangle that has a ratio of 7, 12 to 17. So complete that and bring it with you to class tomorrow, and that's all for tonight's lesson.